Hey, welcome back to my channel, Sunshine Shoulders. I'm Calvin. Thank y'all so much for stopping by again. Today, this is the Not So live stream. I'm just going to try something different today. You know, people enjoy watching my live streams, but they're too long for most people. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to do these 10 to 15 minute Not So live streams in the pattern of my live streams. You know, just trying something different. You know, we're getting ready for our trip to Vietnam, and, you know, I'm just want to shake things up. But today I just want to talk about the struggles that men face abroad, that even the tough guys can't deny. Everybody struggles. I want to shout out to my buddy, Marlon Alvarez. He reached out to me today. We had a nice talk, and he gave me the idea for this vlog, really. But the first one is culture. You know, we think that we're going to automatically understand the local cultures. It couldn't be that difficult, Cal. And, you know, they speak English over there in the Philippines, and it couldn't be too much different from the way things work in America, but that's where you're 100% wrong. Culture is everything. We gloss over culture. We act like it's no big deal. We come over here and marry women. We have live-in partners. We retire in the Philippines and other places. This isn't just the Philippines, without knowing anything about the culture. And then when things start going south, we wonder why it's culture. When you see these men going back home, it's not for these other things we're going to talk about on the list. It's usually culture. Also, if you're in a country and you're frustrated, remember it's culture. We eat, sleep, and breathe culture, ladies and gentlemen. It's what they eat over here, why they eat it, when they eat it, how they eat it, tempo, saving face. That's just the surface stuff. It's a lot of customs, a lot of traditions over here. It'll take you a lifetime to learn simply because you wasn't born and raised into this culture. It's totally different from where you come from. I've been over here on and off for 17 years, 7 years in a row, and I'm still learning, I'm still adapting, I'm still adjusting. It's going to take a lifetime, guys. Just remember, that's the number one thing on the list. This is the experts. This isn't me. You would think money would be number one, or health. No, culture. Money and health is way down the list. It's a lot of things you have to familiarize yourself with when you're moving to a new country. We just make it seem so easy. Everybody does. No matter what YouTube channel you're watching, it just seems like, oh, it's just a breeze. Let's get on a plane and relocate. No, culture is going to kick your ass. But it's fun, you know, learning something new. But that's number one. And number two, which is going to kind of shock you, being over here in the Philippines. I don't know where you are. You may be in Colombia, where you got to deal with Spanish. You may be in Brazil and Portugal. But it's a language barrier here. We seem to take it for granted that Filipinos speak English. Yeah, they can speak English, but they generally don't speak English in their home country. They speak one of the many dialects over here, usually Tagalog, Bisaya, and Ilonggo, but there's many more over here. We don't think it's going to be a problem. Yeah, it's a big problem. You know, Marilyn's mother has been living with us for 7 years. And for about 5.5 of those years, I thought that her mother understood me. Her mother doesn't understand a word I say, and I don't understand a word she says. Why would she understand English when she's in the Philippines? But it's a big deal. They flip that switch and go from English to Tagalog or English to Bisaya. You're lost, man. That's one thing that'll keep you humble. It puts us at a grave disadvantage. If you beefing with somebody over here, you don't understand anything they're saying. They could be setting you up. So yeah, language is number two on the list. Number three, which is a lot of people, they come here to escape, is isolation and loneliness. That probably shocks you, don't you? You think, oh, I'm so isolated and lonely, Cal, you just don't know. That's why I want to come to the Philippines. Well, You think you're isolated and lonely over there, wait till you get here. You're going to have a problem establishing new relationships. Yeah, because you have no support system. You left all your support system at home, all your friends and family. So you come over here, you don't know anybody. Isolation and loneliness. I'm just talking about this stuff today because we don't talk enough about just the everyday, ordinary stuff that you got to deal with when you move to a place, a new country. You'll be shocked. It's not easy, guys. If it was easy, everybody would do it. It's simply not easy. But isolation and loneliness, man, when you leave all your support behind, all the familiar behind, okay, you may not believe me. Wait till you get over here and you experience it. Number 4 is mental health issues. I bet you didn't know that was going to be on the list. It says right here, stress of living in a new country can make mental health problems such as anxiety and depression worse, especially if support systems are lacking. You left your support system, there is none. A lot of guys that come over here, they don't come over here crazy, but they end up going crazy. They end up homeless. They can't get back to their home countries. It's because of trying to get adjusted over here. Anything that you was dealing with over there, it just heats it up over here. When you're in the unfamiliar, this stuff is serious. Y'all think all you got to do is buy a plane ticket and get on the plane and come over here and your problems are solved. No, they're just beginning. They're just beginning. I want to have this discussion before you sell everything over there. Before you even think about selling everything over there. It's a lot that you got to know. Okay, number 5, now we're talking, this is financial management. No budget, not understanding the peso economy. You're on that vacation mode too long, overspending, undervaluing the peso. You don't have enough money to live over here permanently. If you cannot manage your money at home, you're not all of a sudden become some financial genius when you get here. Financial management, money, basically, is the problem. But it's the 5th most difficult thing you got to worry about. Because most of us have enough money. That's why it's not at the top. But it's something you got to worry about. And number 6 is the legal issues over here. Y'all see the vloggers going through everything right now because we don't know the laws over here, or in Colombia, or in Mexico. And you don't care to know the laws. Remember, it's all culture. Everything is culture. What you may think is not a big deal is a big deal over here. But at least know the basic laws over here because you're protected by the same laws that Filipino citizens are. You might not have the same rights and protections and privileges, but if somebody robs you, they're going to be held accountable. But we got a lot of legal problems over here because we simply don't know the law. Well, how long do I have to be with Maryland before it's legally considered a common law marriage? We don't know any of that stuff. We just come and jump right into everything. It's a lot, guys, that we have to know over here. Next, number 7 is immigration. I'm just going to talk about 10 basic things that we struggle with over here. A lot of people you hear about overstaying in the Philippines. They're not paying their immigration fees. Philippines has one of the easiest, most liberal immigration policies on the planet. But we're lazy. Okay, take me, for example. I live in San Carlos City. There's no immigration office here. So I've got to go to either get on a bus and go 2.5 hours west to Bacolod, 3.5 hours to Cebu or 5 hours north to Dumaguete just to extend my visa. Or we're doing things over here. Again, we don't know the immigration law. We're trying to work over here. We're trying to volunteer over here. We're doing a lot of stuff that we shouldn't be doing on a tourist visa because we don't understand the immigration laws, guys. It's a struggle. We struggle with that. So you got guys over here. I know a guy's been over here at least 12 years, maybe more. When I met him, he had been already overstaying 9 years. And hell, that was 4 years ago. So yeah, he's about 13 or 14 years overstay. He ain't trying to go to immigration because he's scared now. But we struggle with that over here. Number 8, now we finally get to healthcare and healthcare access. You got money, if you got insurance, you really don't have anything to worry about. And you live in close proximity to one of these expat alley cities or one of these urban cities. Other than that, you got big trouble. You know, healthcare, like the young lady said, is a foundation for everything else. But hell, when's the last time you even saw a doctor? I'm talking to the men today. When's the last time you had your blood pressure checked? You had your blood work done? This is serious stuff. But all y'all want to talk about is relationships and cost of living. That's it. You got a whole lot of other stuff you got to deal with when you move to these other countries. People don't talk about it, man, because we're men. Our egos get in the way. We want you to think, oh, yeah, I've got it all figured out. There ain't no sense in you worrying. There ain't no sense in me talking about it. Oh, it's a breeze over in the Philippines. Ain't nothing. There's nothing to it. That's bullshit, man. They don't want you to worry. They don't want you to think, oh, he's weak. Whatever it is, men, we just give off that facade that we're tough guys. Even the tough guys can't deny this stuff. So that's something to think about. Remember, self-care is very important. But where you live over here, if you're worrying about health care, makes all the difference in the world. But you better have some money or insurance, or your ass is out. I love the Philippines because look at the weather. I just came back from my walk. I'm going to go to the gym today. You know, I'm 62, man. It don't matter. I don't do that to think I'm a tough guy. I'm telling you, I'm in shape because healthcare is very important to me. I'm in San Carlos City. We don't have a real big major hospital. We've got a nice regional hospital, San Carlos City Doctors Hospital, and we also have a local hospital, city hospital. But if something really serious happened to me, a heart attack, stroke, or something like that, they'd have to ship me out somewhere. But that's number 8. Number 9 is family dynamics that we don't worry about. Yeah, most of us, well, I'm going to say a lot of us, we end up in a domestic situation. See, remember, it's all culture. Filipino women run a whole lot over here. You go to the bank, they're usually the bank manager. Wherever you go, they're running everything. The Philippines has even had 2 women presidents. But even in your own house, the woman wants to run the show. And if she happens to have children, that's a whole different story. See, even though I raised Marilyn's 2 daughters like my own, I don't discipline them. If they get out of line, which they never do, guys, but if they ever did, Marilyn got to handle that. I'm not going to cross that line. But it's something we struggle with over here. Family dynamics. We don't know how things work over here. We don't know how they move over here. We just think we're just going to come right in here and assume the position like we had at home. No, it's different, guys. We struggle with that. Ask anybody that's dealing with a single mother or maybe someone who's a widower. But the family dynamics over here, and you know, it's even a whole different story if you bring your wife or husband with you. Now, not only are you got to worry about you adjusting, you got to worry about them adjusting. You're not going to adjust at the same time, so y'all going to butt heads. But yeah, me and Marilyn, we butt heads all the time. because she wants to be the man of the house. She was so used to, being by herself before we met. And she won't let that go even to this day. Even to this day. She don't think I know how to do nothing. She don't think I know nothing. She's going to handle it. It causes problems, guys. But number 10, this could be number 1. Identity and belonging. Where'd I fit in over here? Everywhere I go, I don't know anybody. I don't have any friends. I don't recognize anybody. I don't have anybody to talk to. And it makes you start longing for home, man. It makes you start longing for the familiar. When you can't get the food that you want. Oh, I wish I had a steak and eggs for breakfast. Oh, I wish I had a Coney Island hot dog. Or whatever it is. They don't sell my brand of cigarettes. All my liquor over here. See, your identity and your belonging, man. Like, do I even belong here? I don't have any family here. I don't feel appreciated. I don't feel loved. Guys, this is stuff we struggle with. I'm going to tell you that I struggle with all 10 of them. And I'm still getting better. So if you're in America, if you're in the Philippines, wherever you are, find your heart to help somebody. Now the day goes by, I don't help somebody. Because if I don't know anything else, I know this one thing for sure. We help other people, we help ourselves. Take care. Stay safe. Stay out of trouble. I'll see you next time. Don't do anything stupid. Don't be afraid to reach out if you're struggling. If you're having issues of any type, guys. There's no such thing as a small problem. Talk it out with somebody. Share it with somebody. These tough guys over here, man, they want you to think they got it all together. I'm calling bullshit on that, guys. We all struggle with something on this list. But guess what? There's help for you if you want it.
Boots on the ground. Don't do nothing stupid. Give that man his flowers. A tribute through music. If I don't